Okay, everybody, and we are back with our last run of the night, Super Metroid Z Factor, or Z Factor, I guess, depending where you're from. So I'm going to pass this over to Rusty and Daggett to take it away.
Thanks, Simply Zuma. I'm Iron Rusty. I'll be running Z Factor tonight, which is one of the prolific Super Metroid ROM hacks by Metaquarius. I'll be joined in the comms booth by Daggett, who's known for playing all of Metroid Construction on his Twitch channel, at least all the Super Metroid ROM hacks. So, welcome, Daggett. Say hello.
Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, as Rusty mentioned, I've been trying to play through all the Super Metroid hacks. I'm about halfway done, and Z Factor is kind of a treat. Not very many hacks are at the level of quality of Z Factor.
And I guess the speedrun actually has to start from the map screen, so... Okay, well anyway, we'll be talking more about it as we go, but this is supposed to be a 1 hour 30-minute estimate, and that might happen, but it'll probably be a little bit longer, because the world record of this category is 131 on the nose, and I have not beaten that yet, so maybe it'll happen tonight, but maybe not. But let's get a countdown going, everybody. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Rusty.
Thank you. I just wanted to start this run off by saying that when the pandemic started and everybody had to stay home, I found a great community in the Super Metroid community, and it kind of gave me some people to hang out with when I had to be myself. So, legit, thanks to everybody who has become all my friends in the last 3 years, and I would not even be doing this if not for that, so I'm thankful for you all. As for Z Factor, though, I love how it starts off and continues with sort of the same, like, menacing vibe that you get in the original Super Metroid. So I love that part of it. What did you think of Z Factor when you first played it?
Well, first, I want to echo what you said about finding friends in the Super Metroid community. It's there's a lot of great people that orbit this game, and yeah, I feel like this hack. I try to. Not all hacks are great, but I try to think about hacks in terms of like what kind of player would enjoy a particular hack, and I think Z Factor is a nice like Super Metroid 2. It's harder than the original game and it's bigger, so I wouldn't play it first. But if you've played the first, if you've played the vanilla game and you're comfortable with it, and maybe you've tried some speed runs, maybe you've done 100% in it, maybe you've done some randomizers, then it's a nice thing to graduate to if you're looking for just more great Super Metroid content.
That was definitely my experience. It has some tough stuff. So like, I tried playing it blind, and I eventually got stuck. I had to look up, a solution or two or three, and eventually like just watched some speed runs of it. And I was like, oh man, I have to finish this hack. The end is just too cool. So I eventually went back and finished it all, and I've been running it and doing randomizers, yada yada yada. It's been really a fun journey. Great hack.
Yeah, and the author of this hack, basically look up any of their Super Metroid hacks, and they're all good. Metaquarius, all their hacks are worth playing.
Now in these opening moves here, this pretty much matches what's going on in the world record speedruns. Like, get some of the early items, and eventually I'm gonna get bombs and then start sequence breaking. But this is a pretty honest speedrun. I know in a lot of other games I've heard, any percent kind of means like anything goes percent, but in Super Metroid it's more kind of like an honest game. In terms of like, there's no out of bounds, you can't do codes. There are some like glitches in the game that are intact. Another thing I love about Z Factor is it uses the physics and all the items from the original game, so you really get that sort of like, like you said, Super Metroid 2 experience, where it's like, I love Super Metroid, I just want more of it, and then that's kind of what you get with Z Factor. Oh, that's
yeah, Z Factor does something that not many hacks accomplish, which is that it's bigger, it expands on the game without wearing out its welcome. It's just sort of, yeah, if you love Super Metroid, this is probably more of what you love, without being unmanageable.
Some tough stuff in this hack, though. We're not there yet, but
Yeah,
there's some tough stuff.
yeah.
And you go, really? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Well, yeah.
There are definitely some difficulty spikes. Kraid, for example, is much more challenging than in vanilla Super Metroid. He's faster, stronger, bluer. I don't know what else to say about him. He's a jerk.
Faster, yeah. We'll get there.
So this is what is this? This category is called any percent SSR. What is SSR, Rusty?
Oh yeah, there's a super secret room in Z Factor, which some people are like, wow, that totally sells it for me. Give me the top secret area. Give me the super secret room. And I do compare it to like the top secret area of Super Mario World, where you sort of like you get a lot of stuff there, and it's kind of a secret to get to. The problem with Z Factor is it's pretty far out of the way, that it doesn't seem like it'd be viable to just go get it, you know, in any percent run. However, I'll be doing some nasty exploits to go get the super secret room. There's 3 secret items there, and then I'll be able to blow through the game. But that's the current world record being held by Andrew, also known as Fuzda. Does a traditional KPDR boss route, like the traditional Super Metroid boss route, which is kind of like the intended route of Z Factor. But I'll be doing the bosses in a different order, since I'm gonna bust into the back of the game to get a secret room, and then I'll just beat the bosses in all weird order. But the total time could possibly break the world record if I'm good enough.
Yeah, one of the features of Super Metroid is there's like an event system, and if you played vanilla, you know that the wrecked ship is powered down until you beat Phantoon, and then the power turns on. Well, hacks like to play with the event system because it's pretty powerful. Rooms you can basically have a version of the room of a particular room for each like event setting. And what this hack does is there's a particular room that once you beat Phantoon, it becomes sealed forever with a gray door that you can never open. And so the trick here to this whole secret room nonsense is that you have to get to that secret room before you kill Phantoon.
Phantoon would be the only way to get gravity. Yeah, the only way to get gravity suit is by going to Phantoon. So the only other gravity suit in the game is at the super secret room.
Yep, and gravity would make reaching the secret room. It'd just be simple. It'd be very straightforward.
Yeah, that'd be too easy. So as it turns out, well, we can talk about more as we get closer to there. But there has been some tricks devised in trying to figure out a theoretical RBO, reverse boss order of Z Factor, trying to do Ridley first, then Dragon, and in doing that, a lot of cool tricks were devised, which Junie June and I put into practice with an RBO run, and as I got to thinking about it, I realized, like, well, we could use that same trickery.
First try.
Beautiful. I mean, I was
first
not
try
gonna
on your gate glitch.
Not gonna make a big deal out of it, but yeah, I do need to get these. I do need to get these gate glitches with a few attempts. That one's kind of a high up in the air gate glitch. But yes, now we're sequence breaking, kind of busting into Norfair early here with a little bit of gate glitch. But just like in Super Metroid, you gotta hit it at the right spot, and you can glitch through.
Yeah, and Metaquarius did a really good job of designing for players who want to sequence break. There's very few ways to soft lock from sequence breaking. There are ways, but very few. Yeah, this is a hack that's pretty good about being a bit like improv, where it doesn't say no to you usually. Instead, it says, you can do that, but here are the consequences. You're going to have to do this hard trick or something like that. And personally, that's what I really like about Metroidvanias, is when they say, well, you can substitute skill for, specialty items.
Yeah, and even getting ready for this run, it was sort of like, well, you could do that, or this even tougher trick and possibly save some time, but it was kind of like, I don't even think I could do that. So, there's even room to improve on this route that I'm doing today if if we end up going there, but someday maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys routed this because it's a huge hack and there's so many options at every turn. Really hard to figure out, what's going to be optimal.
Got the bomb jumps going. Got the
So
gate glitch going.
Normally you should not be able to shoot through those gates, but there's sort of a glitch in the way collisions are detected in this where Samus's muzzle sort of sticks out far enough that if you have the right momentum, because projectiles and beams and all that stuff that comes out of Samus's gun, they add Samus's momentum to them. And so if Samus has just the right momentum and is at the right distance from the barrier when she shoots it, the thing you're shooting will actually, like the missile in the gate glitch case, will fly through it and be able to hit the sensor.
Yeah, so
And
that
it
was
pretty
the
much
kind of high risk moment there, getting both of those gate glitches. Now it's a run.
and the gate glitching pretty much only works as you saw Rusty doing it from right to left. You need really special setups to be able to do it from the other side.
I do like that there's kind of this shout out to the early supers for the Super Metroid speedrunners. There's the early supers you can get, and a lot of people do that. But in Z Factor, there's sort of this super pack, which sort of becomes the early supers for this run. It's like, should you even be over here? Not really, but we'll just get this now.
Yeah.
And I love this sort of like mining theme that they put into Norfair here. I mean, you can see it more as we go along, but it's sort of a mix between sort of like construction apparatus and then like jagged rocks. It's a really cool vibe for this area.
Yeah, Metaquarius has really good room design for sure. I feel like I don't have much ROM hacking experience personally, but I've played a bunch, and I can tell you that there's an art to level design for sure, and not everybody has the skill. So this is a glitch here where Rusty's trying to shoot through. Oh, you got it. Basically, trying to get the super to clip through the floor there by sort of having just the right fall speed and scrolling the screen at the right time.
Yeah, it worked out. Another little skip there, and I have a super, which is nice. Nice to have a little super left over.
Now this is this item here, like everybody loves wave beam, or at least I love wave beam, and you actually need it to fight Croc in this hack. The other option is power bombs, but power bombs are even harder to get at this point, so wave it is.
Oh, look at that super drop, nice. Kind of undeserving of that. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so now, if you played vanilla Super Metroid, you know that wave beam shoots through walls. It also adds quite a bit of damage. So now, the game, if it wants to put in a puzzle where, let's say, maybe there's an enemy in a wall that you can't reach, you would be able to shoot it now. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, nice foreshadowing. Here's the other wave puzzle. You got this room, and you can shoot through this wall to like open these gates.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of a not too subtle wave puzzle.
I used infinite bomb jumping because I wasn't smart enough to figure out this puzzle.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my hammer. Oh, I can't figure out how I'm supposed to do this. Maybe I could do it with a bomb jump.
There's a really impressive TAS of the any percent too, and I'm just thinking of that because like the tool assisted speed run, actually use a slightly different route here to try and save a little bit of time, but it's like I found it to be too difficult for myself being just a human, so I'm going with the same as the world record players, going over to ice and then high jump from here. A little more human of me.
Oh, this room looks like trouble. How are you gonna get out of here? What?
Jumping through
Fake
the ceiling.
ceiling?
So many secrets in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them are very well hidden too. If you like discovering well hidden things. There's quite a few secrets that you never have to find, but there's a few required ones. Yeah, so we're going down here. This leads to high jump. Or no, this one's ice. Whoops.
Yeah, ice, then high jump. We're almost there. A little bit of shopping spree at this point in the hack.
Yeah, a bunch of these items will come in handy later when Rusty's trying to get to the super secret room. I think this one must be high jump then.
Yeah, coming up on the high jump room. It's an annoying morph maze, and just reminds me of one of the great theory crafters in Super Metroid and speedrunners is Bob, who is got some really insane skill and just ingenuity about Super Metroid. And when he saw this room last night, he was like, "I wonder if you could," and then proceeded to make a video of himself like clipping all the way up through this room. I was like, that doesn't seem very human viable. I don't think I'm going to be doing that during the marathon. I have not learned that strat yet, Lil Mean. Sorry. I tried it. I couldn't get it to work.
Changing your strats less than 24 hours before the marathon is maybe also not so wise. Yeah, using bomb jumps here because doing with high jump boots, doing a 3-tile high morph jump is just a huge pain. It is humanly possible, but not worth it.
I know. Some of this is just kind of basic strats to get through, I just have to take a little bit of time loss most often just because I'm a human. And this is kind of an invitation for anybody to just beat my time. Please do.
Yeah, it's always nice to have competition.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, so the progression in this hack in terms of bosses and item upgrades is pretty similar to vanilla Metroid. The intended boss order is the same. Crocomire. So you already saw Bomb to Rizzo to get bombs, and then the next mini boss will be Crocomire. To get what does Crocomire give us?
Yeah, we'll have power bombs from that.
Okay. We're actually right below Crocomire at the moment, but you can't go up yet.
Yeah, I gotta run around. I made some marathon safety saves before this run, and one of the random rooms coming up can like randomly just kill you. So I'm gonna try not to die, since this is actually a good run so far.
Yeah, this is going great. Yeah, there's this room coming up. We call the dentist, and it can be kind of evil.
Kind of a lot of sharp teeth trying to like chomp on you.
The ROM hack meme is more spikes. There's never enough spikes, and this room up here really helps this hack live up to that meme.
What's that? You want more spikes in your ROM hack?
Plus these Deskiga, they hit pretty hard. I think they hit. I think they have for 80 when you don't have any suits. I forget.
Good entry, and I'm safe. Cool. Some of those.
This
Here,
room has fantastic lag, and
I
it's
didn't
very easy to fall through the platforms and get triple hit and just see Samus explode.
What's it about learning new strats less than 24 hours before the run? Ha.
Okay, so
Just shot through the floor at that guy.
you seem to be killing all the pirates in this room. Is there a reason for that? Wait, that one was in
Yeah.
the walls. How were you supposed to kill that guy?
Wave
So that was the room
beam.
that was the whole reason to get wave when we got wave.
Shout
That
out to
must make
Bob
this
for teaching
rock.
me the task strat and killing the bottom pirate there. Ah. Oh, Croc.
So you might notice Crocomire starts way closer to the spike wall in this hack compared to vanilla. Really making you work for that victory. Just another example of I was saying how like this is a little bit harder than vanilla. And it is possible to farm here. If Rusty completely runs out of ammo, he's not actually in trouble. It's just a time loss. But you know, of course, you want things to go fast in a speed run, so came here with a lot of ammo, and he's hoping to not get too many farms. But then again, you know, the farms do give you some ammo to make sure you don't have to do a long farm. So it's not that bad to get farms in this. It turns out they're kind of helpful. In the most metal death in the SNES library.
Until Mortal Kombat came out, yeah, seriously.
Yeah. And the Wicked Witch of the West is dead.
Pretty gruesome death. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Like, man, Croc's death is so morbid. Probably shouldn't have showed that on stream. Sorry.
Yeah, is this family friendly?
Sorry, Croc. Well, now it's just a skeleton like dry bones. Well, we're theory crafting about doing a different trick to be able to skip Croc and get a different power bomb pack, but man, it seems pretty hard. We'll see if that ends up working out, but you know, maybe not.
Oh, there it is. You do get a reward.
Yeah, I'll take that. Oops.
So this is actually decently powered up compared to vanilla any %. But we're going to need a bit more resources than you would need in vanilla.
Oh no.
Definitely want more missiles than you want in vanilla any %.
Alright, the room threw me off, but yeah, I am going to get some extra power bombs in this. One of the tricks that'll be on display in this run is a Crystal Flash Shine Spark combo for a blue suit. It's kind of disputed whether it's called a Spark Flash or a Crystal Spark. You know, even the wiki was not very definitive, but it seems like it's kind of split. But we've been calling it the Spark Flash or Crystal Spark or all sorts of other incorrectly pronounced things.
Yeah, there's a lot of techniques in Super Metroid that involve getting Samus to start doing something and then interrupt it somehow. So, for example, mockballing that you're probably familiar with, where you jump and morph right as you touch the ground, and then are able to maintain your speed. That trick works because when you land, there's supposed to be this kind of like little bounce and dust cloud that sort of eats up your momentum, and instead you do an uninterruptible animation, and so then you're able to skip the bounce. And kind of keeping with that theme, it turns out if you do a crystal flash, which is if your health is really low and you have enough ammo, you can basically convert your ammo to health, and there's like this special animation for it. Well, if you what is it? You start a shine spark, and then it becomes a crystal flash. So you're interrupting the shine spark with the crystal flash animation. Then Samus ends up stuck in the speed booster state where the game thinks that she's like running at full speed, like her suit turns blue. And we'll be using that later in the run. So this trick here is called Jungle Boost, and it is kind of the kind of an evil but necessary time save. So Rusty's got to wall jump off the end of those crumbles, and then jump off the crumbles, and then take a damage boost. And if he goes far enough with the damage boost, then he skips the crumbles and completes the room. But it's rather finicky to get this. So sometimes just takes several tries. But it's even if you invest several tries, the time save is huge, and it's still worth it.
Okay, I'm through. Whew. Oh, if I can jump out of the wall. Okay.
Nice.
Got stuck in a puddle, but I'm okay.
When you unmorph in the air, it resets Samus's fall speed, and so you can use that sometimes to get a little bit extra horizontal distance that you wouldn't get. You would be falling too fast otherwise.
Yeah, it's the
next item.
That's the other big
is,
trick of the run.
Yeah, that's a pretty big milestone in this run. Charge is your next item, is that right?
Right. Coming up.
And there's even a custom mini boss in this hack that we'll be seeing soon.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm slightly ahead of PB right now. 20 seconds. Even with all those misses. Crazy.
Putting custom enemies in your ROM hack is definitely a rare skill. Very few hacks have custom bosses, custom mini bosses, custom enemies. So it's always a nice treat. You get to see people's creativity.
For the moment, though, I'm just going to be kind of running through green, pink, Brinstar and doing a little bit of item collection. I need those 15 power bombs to be able to do a crystal flash and at least 10 supers, so I'm going to be grabbing a few bits of ammo as I'm running through here. And I'll even take the safety save before the mysterious boss that you're talking about.
Yeah, if it's not completely obvious from playing vanilla, the Brinstar area is meant to have some like jungle biomes. I don't know that they portrayed it super well with the tile set that they used, but that's kind of what's being shown there. Also, the reason we call it Jungle Boost for that deboost. Look at that handy little E-tank there.
Cheeky little secret E-tank. Yeah, I was realizing like, oh, I can just save in this room. I normally wouldn't, but for the marathon
Safety.
might as well take the save since I'm already passing through the save room. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall.
Yeah, this
I didn't fall.
falling in this room without gravity is kind of a bit of a time loss because you've got to climb all the way back to the right.
Whew. Hey, an item.
Wait, what's going on? Yeah, so this is the custom mini boss that I was talking about, and you have to kill one orb and get ammo from it in order to be able to kill the others with this item routing. So it's actually kind of a hard boss for that reason. If you were playing this vanilla, maybe it's not so bad, but those things get going fast when they're almost dead.
Yeah, especially never found that like hidden charge beam. First time I played through, I never found that charge beam right away. So doing that boss, when you like run out of ammo, you're just done. But with charge beam, you can actually sort of save it.
High jump coming in quite handy in this room. What is your next item? Do you fight Kraid next?
No. One would probably want to fight Kraid next, but I gotta go diving for a speed booster first. Oops, that was not intended.
Yeah, Kraid is pretty well keeping with the tradition that Metroid 1 and Super Metroid created. Kraid is pretty well hidden in this hack. Oh, the side hopper room. This room is just like it's just full of giant and normal sized side hoppers, and somehow side hoppers are a threatening enemy in this game. It always kind of cracks me up because I find them to be kind of a silly enemy, but they can really ruin your day quick. It'd be hard to get them off of you and that sort of thing.
Yeah, despite the serene red tower music you sort of get here, it's like that room is so deadly, especially casually. It's like I got to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna super all these guys rather than try and like take damage through them or whatever. I'm gonna quickly farm up anyway soon, but I was like, I'd rather live.
Oh no, how are you ever gonna get out of here? You just fell through several screens of water and you don't have gravity.
It's pretty scary. I keep falling too.
Little moonfall there.
Nah, I tried it.
There's a trick in Super Metroid where if you turn on moonwalking and then you moonwalk backwards and jump and release moonwalk and angle and some other buttons, and it's all muscle memory for me now. I forget exactly how to explain how to do it, but we call it a moonfall because it uncaps Samus's fall speed, and this game has fairly floaty physics with a pretty low fall speed cap, which honestly I think is nice in vanilla, but it's also nice that we can do this quick little moonfall technique and uncap it when we want to. So you occasionally see Rusty moonwalk a little bit when he's when he's near the end of a ledge and then fall really fast. This is kind of an interesting room. So the only way to get these platforms to go up when you're suitless like this, when you don't have gravity, is you have to aim down when you jump. I don't really know the technical reason for why that works, but it just kind of is. Oh, look at that. Speed booster.
Even that
I wonder if that'll
Chozo's
come in handy.
that Chozo statue's falling in the sand. I'm a minute 10 ahead at this point. Feels good. Yeah, some Super Metroid ROM hacks have tried to make more like, I guess, accurate physics. Really difficult to play.
Yeah, it turns out that the Super Metroid designers really knew a lot about what was fun and what wasn't fun, and they hit like a local, possibly global optimum for that stuff. And yeah, a lot of people have tried over the years to tweak the different, values and parameters of some of the things and try to find other sweet spots. And I don't know that anybody's really beaten the Super Metroid team on that yet. My personal opinion.
Had to farm
You
here
know,
because I want these 10 supers for Crystal Flash. Need to have 10 supers, 10 missiles. Oh shoot, I need my power bombs first.
yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, at one point you supered a door with your last super, and I was like, oh, how calculated was that?
Yeah, that was calculated. I needed to save that one for the speed booster room. I knew that. And I get the 15 power bombs. That's not a power bomb.
This is a neat little room with got a runway and some crabs and stuff.
Yeah, I'll be setting up the shiny spark in this room. Ah, come on. Gimme. Oh.
Most enemies in Super Metroid won't drop power bombs except maybe like 2% of the time. But crabs are one of the few enemies that have a really good drop rate for power bombs. So it's kind of like you gotta farm them when you have the chance. There won't be another chance. What? You having trouble killing this one?
It's all part of the show.
Oh, Rusty, you're almost dead.
Just watch. You have to have health below 50 to be able to do a Crystal Flash. 10, 10, 11 ammo. And I'm going to be setting up this room with a setup that was devised by Eternized Dragon, ED, we say. Some of the RBO tech that I'm going to get this crab to be a specific height.
Yeah, and I think you even use the low sound alert, the low health alert to help you. Alright, Rusty's got to focus on this, but he uses the beeping sound to help him time. There's a very precise input here, and he uses the beeping to time it. So he wants to freeze this crab with a normalized input so that it's at just the right height to make this trick work. So he starts a spark, and then the spark becomes a crystal flash. And that's the interrupted thing I was talking about earlier. So now, as long as he doesn't dash or go in sand, the game thinks that he's at full speed booster speed.
First try. It's the biggest thing. Now I just have to not lose it. Oh, did you say sand can interrupt it? Hopefully there's not too much sand coming up.
Yeah, I mean, you're underwater. How much, like, the sand is usually on the beach. Like, how much could there be down here?
Yeah, this is all
yeah,
tech that's devised for doing Z-Factor RBO, because normally you'd want to have grapple going into Meridia from Kraid, but you can't do Kraid.
Shoutouts to Aquaman.
Yeah, we started calling this trick Aquaman because you have to ride a fish across the room. I can imagine Aquaman does. Or does he just swim?
And it's a little bit tricky to ride a fish across the room because you may have noticed when he touches enemies, they die. So he has to freeze them anytime he's going to touch them. And these sand falls will push Samus down, except when you're suitless and you exit them, sometimes you go up again. Of a weird artifact of the way the physics works. Yeah, this trick is pretty hard. It's mostly a timing thing, so you can, with practice you can get it pretty consistent. But yeah, I challenge you to give it a go. First time you try it, I bet you won't make it across.
Yeah, I've failed that before. Whew. A lot of times.
All right. Getting through that room is huge.
Another big milestone, but we're not done yet. This is the room where I actually want to use this spark. I gotta set it up correctly and not fall in the sand.
Yeah, so he needs a shine spark here because he doesn't have gravity, so he doesn't have water mobility, but he does have to make a pretty big jump. Oh, look at that, a little missile coming in here. What happened to that save room? It got buried.
Okay, I have to back up here.
And use a power bomb to summon the Evers back out of the sand.
Oh, shoot.
Gotta reset the room, looks like. That's okay. That happens sometimes. It's better than losing the shine spark. That's the main thing Rusty has to be careful about here. Is he can't really afford to lose the shine spark.
Oh, and I'm through. Wow, never had to try and like use the use the door before.
Well done.
Whew. I didn't know if you would come back up.
Yeah, I think he might have been as you were exiting the room, but I don't blame you for being safe and just resetting the room. It's cheap and easy, and
Yeah.
so these are kind of a failed experiment on making the space pirates tried to make their own Metroids, and they ended up with these mock droids.
They're everywhere.
Remember when I first played Vanilla Super Metroid and I ran into mock droids, I was like, oh god, why'd they make the Metroids so ugly in this game?
Exactly.
And then I ran into the real Metroids in Turian, and my mind was blown.
Is it all gonna work out? Yeah, maybe.
This room can be a little scary. Sometimes these guys don't want to cooperate. You want to get them to center on Samus and then jump, because then they'll head straight up. If you don't do that in a very precise way, they kind of end up orbiting, and so they'll have these like circular paths around that are kind of unpredictable. I mean, they're totally predictable, but sometimes they're not what you expected, and you miss them and that sort of thing. So having them stop on Samus and move straight up is definitely the best. That's a neat little thing. If you start speed boostering before you get in the water, you can still build up a speed booster in the water. That's unchanged from vanilla. Nice little moonfall.
Junie hates it when I don't spark in this room, but man, my health is way too weird right now. Oh, and I almost got shot.
Do the Cacatac spikes do extra damage in this hack? I don't remember.
Yeah, these ones are pretty mean.
Oh yeah.
Where's my health, man? I need some health. Oh, these are gonna drop supers for me anyway. Okay, well, I'm gonna farm here. Just need some health. Those mock droids kind of sucked me dry with health.
Yeah, they can be kind of nasty.
Now I'm back over 100 again. I feel a little bit safer. But we made it to the super secret room.
Dun dun dun.
Don't worry, there's a welcoming banner.
So that blue door there, those two doors will basically swap once he beats Fantoon, and the gray door will become blue, and the blue door will become gray. You found the secret room.
Pay no attention to the spelling.
So would you get plasma, gravity, and then screw attack?
Yeah, screw attack. You found the plasma beam. Whew. Let's go win. I'm about 10 seconds behind my PB run now.
Not bad.
Looks like I lost about a minute doing the between the spark flash attempts and the Ever. But now I have everything my heart desires.
Yeah, those are all really powerful items. You have max beams now. You have best suit. It offers huge damage reduction, heat protection, movement underwater. The only thing it doesn't protect you from is Mother Brain. You still need Varia if you want Mother Brain protection.
Yeah, and I already found Varia in that early room, so I'm all set.
Yep.
I love that too, Kai. You found the screw attack.
Yeah, so why did you go all that way out of the way to get X-ray? It doesn't seem to have been useful to get to the super secret room.
Yeah, but wait, there's more silliness to be had.
Yeah, so he got X-ray when he did because it was convenient to get X-ray at that time, but he won't need it until much later in the run.
Skipping spring ball. Sorry, spring ballers. It's not worth the time in this run.
So is there a reason you don't go to Fantoon at this point, since Fantoon's kind of nearby?
Well, the back door is locked.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gray until you beat Fantoon. The other one's gray after you beat Fantoon. So like you said, they toggle.
Yeah, so I knew the doors did that. I didn't realize that it also meant that you couldn't get to the front at all. This fun trick.
Yeah, especially when you get it. That was a fail.
So he's got a one tile hallway there, so he can't do much of a bomb jump or anything to get around that. So he basically has to lay a bomb and wait for it to start going off, and then like basically roll right before it goes off, so that like Samus kind of like falls into the hole for like 2 frames, and then the bomb blast pushes her across the gap.
I'm getting some deja vu. I feel like I was just here.
Yeah, these rooms look kind of familiar.
I was just here. There, like that.
Perfect. Now, if he had had Spring Ball, he could have actually jumped off of the crumble block that's below it, and it's basically free at that point. But getting Spring Ball would take a bunch of extra time, and it's probably the only thing it's good for in this run.
Yeah, of all the little spots where you have to like do a bomb or spring ball, combined with that one spot, it was all calculated, and I decided probably better to skip spring ball. Oh my gosh, my emulator stuttered at just the wrong moment. I lost the lost the crumble jump.
So you can buffer jumps off crumbles. If Samus has really good fall speed, like she's basically at the vanilla cap for fall speed, then you can get something like 8 frames of buffering. But it's... Wait, is it 8 frames? I think maybe it's 8. Maybe it's when you're within 8 pixels of the block is when you can start buffering. Maybe it's not frames. Maybe it's pixels.
All right,
But
it's all falling apart now. Falling
It's
twice.
even with that buffering, it's not free to jump off of crumbles. Um, they're tricksy. And boy, ROM hack authors just
Really?
love crumbles.
Boy, I thought I had it that time. Well, maybe I'll do what Junie says and turn off my suit. That make it easier?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's easier suitless. Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm willing to give that a try. Normally I can just get this, but sometimes you just lose the mojo.
Yeah, so they expected the player to have grapple here, so you're actually meant to lay a power bomb near that power bomb door, which gets rid of a bunch of the blocks, and then you can hit the you can reach the grapple blocks and then start swinging across. Oh no.
It's all melting down now.
No, you got this.
This is not even the hardest thing. Alright.
No, but it's not the hardest thing, but it is one of those like weird by feel things that you can become just like slightly off and have a bad day.
Are you kidding me? You can mash jump really fast across crumbles soupless.
It's time to learn new tech.
I don't
Doesn't
think
seem like a good
so.
time. No, you got this.
Okay. I got it.
You see Rusty angling before he lands. That's another like calculated manipulation where it gives him the tallest hitbox he can have at that point, which is useful. And then that's a gravity jump. So by starting a jump, so you press pause, and it takes the game a while to bring up the menu. And so while the game is busy bringing up the menu, you jump, and then you turn off your suit. So you get the acceleration of a jump with gravity suit, and then when you switch it off, you get the super floaty physics of not having a suit, and that allows you to jump super high. We tend to call those gravity jumps. Oh, nice spark.
Thank you. One added bonus of having X-ray for this run is I get to microwave some of the bosses.
Yeah. If you want to have some fun with this hack, try a grapple kill on Dragon.
Oh, I'll do it.
When you use X-ray, when you toggle it on and off, it resets all the iframes of the enemies. And so if you have a weapon that doesn't despawn when it hits a target, so like plasma usually doesn't despawn when it hits things, then you can toggle X-ray like that to keep dealing damage every time you toggle it. It counts as a new hit. And of course, that doesn't work on Ridley and Mother Brain and Golden Chorizo and a few bosses like that, but it works on most enemies and some bosses. But only plasma. The other beams, plasma is meant to like penetrate enemies, so it doesn't despawn when it hits a lot of things. But the other beams do, typically. Another nice little moonfall. This is one of the points. So people who play this blind and get frustrated with it often get frustrated down here in Meridia, especially at this part, because it can be pretty opaque to figure out the intended route to Dragon. Like even just finding this area is difficult, but then also this room here is pretty confusing. Like, did you know you're supposed to shine spark there? Because that's what's expected. Oh, are you gonna get that space jump?
It's a trap.
Yeah. I love that trap. It's like Dragon is like baiting Samus.
I know, it's not like, oh, this hack was so hard, but finally something's easy. Oh no!
It's like Dragon's an anglerfish now.
Just laying out the trap.
Come get this space jump.
Okay, this is almost 3 minutes behind at this point, but still gonna be
And then it's
a
space
fun
jump for you.
finish.
Yeah, so Dragon actually won't spawn until you grab that fake space jump. Like that's the Dragon trigger.
For revenge, Kai.
There's a question, why even kill the turrets?
Because
Turrets. Revenge.
he can shoot you. Faster than a speeding bullet. Oh, can I say that?
So I was thinking you mostly did the intended boss order, but actually you haven't fought Kraid yet, have you?
No. I did Dragon first, and then it'll be Kraid next. And then it'll be Phantoon last. So yeah, this is all out of order.
Good. Maybe like it. That room's a pain if you don't have X-ray. There's all those fake walls. What's your where are you heading next?
Yeah, I'll be leaving Meridia. There's a convenient exit over here by Speed Booster. But then I'll be ducking into Kraid's lair to kill him.
Yeah, Kraid is pretty close to Speed Booster, except Speed Booster's way down in a watery pit. Do you go through the Shack Tool room? I don't remember.
Good question.
Oh, look, a Shack Tool.
Shack Tool's reserve tank.
It's kind of a fun room because it's a vertical Shack Tool. Now, do you grab that because it doesn't really cost anything since you have to wait on Shack Tool anyway? Or do you, or is that reserve tank actually pretty useful?
I mean, it's only useful in one spot where, like the big baby grabs you, and then you're down to like 1 HP.
Yeah.
The energy refill is not exactly in the next room, so it's nice to have the reserve tank in case you get smacked by something and don't have to end the run. Just for that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So that's the best reason to pick it up, plus it's, yeah, the only time loss is the reduced fanfare.
Yeah. Yeah, fanfare is like 7 seconds in vanilla, but it's only like 1 or 2 in this, I think.
Yeah, the major items have the full fanfare, and the minor, like all the ammo and tanks, have a reduced fanfare.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was by item type. Well, this sure looks like Kraid's warehouse. Where could Kraid be?
Yeah, we'll find him.
It's so fun to spark through that room, especially if you struggled with that room the first time you went through it, and then you just spark through it. So satisfying.
Yeah, I think I want this health from this guy. Sometimes I wouldn't bother farming that guy, but I'm kind of feeling a little low on health right here. Oops.
Yeah, so I think I was saying earlier that Kraid is really well hidden. So he's not only behind those speed blocks, which, to be fair, those speed blocks are not hidden. Like, you don't have to bomb them or anything to tell that they're speed blocks. But you go up here, and there's this like long horizontal hallway. I think there's like a couple rooms in this sequence actually, and then they just kind of dead end.
This area
And
is
that's
so
because
so claustrophobic. It's it's really tight just to do anything normal in these rooms.
yeah,
And everything is spiked, of course.
and then Kraid is just like inside a random vial plume. Like it's really easy to miss Kraid. The entrance to his lair. And then Kraid himself, I don't know if you're used to playing vanilla, you'll notice a difference right away. But if you don't play this game very much, you might not notice just how much faster and beefier Kraid is. Fortunately, Charge, Ice Wave, Plasma makes quick work of just about everything in the game, including this beefy Kraid.
Yeah, picking up the crate
Oh, time to get Varia, right?
just over an hour. Yeah, I got mine already. I wish I was at 5808 or better right now, but yeah, I lost too much time falling down in Meridia, plus the other stuff.
Chalk up the marathon luck.
That's okay. Oh. Wow, shout out to Nevdi. Okay, never mind.
So was that E-Tank you just grabbed? Is that the last one you grabbed?
There's one more that's pretty easy to grab on the way, so I've been getting 4 in these runs. There's enough like running through acid and stuff that it seems okay to get 4. That's the only one that doesn't just show up on screen. I actually took an extra door transition to get it, but that's about the easiest 4th E-Tank you can get. Seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah. The Turian in this hack is way more involved than like vanilla Turian, for instance. And it's it can be a pretty scary area sometimes. And also, getting in and out of Ridley is pretty scary.
Right. Get off of me. Oh my gosh, this guy is just... guy would not leave me alone. Go away.
When sidehoppers want to be a jerk, they know how to do it. Also, fun fact, sidehoppers have hydraulic legs. I should have pointed this out sooner so you could listen for it, but when they hop, they make a whoosh noise, like hydraulics. I'm not very good at imitating it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in like the instruction manual or something, and then they actually gave it like a sound effect too.
So they're like cyborgs?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people say that like spiders are like hydraulic in a sense. So like maybe they just evolved to be hydraulic, or maybe they're cyborgs.
They're spiders? I hate them even more now.
It's why spiders' legs are always curled in when you find them dead. Because they...
Oh, weird.
once they're dehydrated, hydraulics are
Dried up. Oh, weird. Yeah, I guess I never
Yeah.
thought about that before.
Yeah, if spiders creep you out, maybe don't think about that. Maybe we should change the subject.
Yeah, speaking of anything else. Well, you know what else is interesting about spiders?
I like spiders, so yeah, but I understand not everybody does. Yeah. So we're heading to Ridley now.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are welcome for the nightmare fuel. So we actually passed Ridley. Well, we passed the entrance to Lower Norfair earlier.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
we just didn't go down there because it would have been death.
That's true. Didn't want to go down here with one E-tank and no gravity suit.
Yeah, gravity protects you from lava, but not acid. So all of this is lava. Oh, nice deboost. I like that.
Thank you. Junie tried to to convert me to that for a long time. I finally joined the club. Better than running through lava slowly.
So that room there is the equivalent of Lava Dive from Vanilla.
Except it's like 3 rooms long, yeah.
I really like the way you wrap around in that room and go down the elevator, but the background is so... It looks like foreground, and it confused me so much in my casual. But it's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool room.
Oh, how about not dying?
Oh yeah, so I guess we have to go to Rizzo first.
No, I just need to lower the acid.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, over to the right is Golden Chorizo if I felt like doing that, but I don't need to for this category, so...
Yeah, I guess you already have Screw Attack, which is the reward, right?
Right? That's one of the big questions. Do you want to play Z Factor without getting Screw Attack? Well, you have to fight GT for it, which is actually pretty hard to get to also. You have to go over there. But anyway, I already have Screw Attack, so I'm just going to go kill Ridley.
Yeah, so saying before that this hack is mostly really good. I will say that this area, this Lower Norfair area, is a bit of a difficulty spike, both in terms of how, like, sort of convoluted it is the first time you encounter it, but also just the rooms are really hard down here. So this is definitely a spot where I've seen people who are otherwise really loving this hack start to get really frustrated and reconsider playing it. If you make it through the Ridley area, it gets fun again. I don't know, there's just like a difficulty spike down here that is it's hard.
61 health. I'm noting that and being extra cautious right now. I do want to take this spike hit just to get up here. I'm gonna be like a mega coward and farm for a second here because I don't want to just die out of nowhere.
Yeah, marathon safety is worth it. There are no good saves around here, so no backup for this. Alright, so we mentioned before about X-ray being important in this run. The Rusty has to set up a thing here called a door stuck, where he's got to like do a standing spin jump, and at just the right like vertical height, he has to actually press away from the door, because that'll force Samus to do a wall jump check, which extends her hitbox a few frames, which causes her to hit the transition blocks. But because you're so far into the room that you're jumping from, it gets Samus stuck in the door. And then once she's stuck in the door, but you have to get stuck standing. You have to get stuck standing in the door, not crouching in the door, so that you can use X-ray. Because if the game puts you in a forced crouch, you can't use X-ray, and there's all these... Anyway, so the setup for this is actually kind of tricky, because he has to do a dash jump, and then at just the right time do the wall jump check, and that's it. And he also had to disable morph, because if he accidentally morphs right now, he has to reset the game to get out, and that's kind of sad. So he has morph disabled, so you'll see him turn all his items back on here in a second. But every time he does an iteration of this X-ray thing, he goes up like, I don't know, 4 pixels or something. It's like half a tile. Maybe it's 5. I don't know the exact amount.
Yay! Whew. Sorry, that took a lot out of me. That's
Yeah,
really focused up for that.
that's a hard to set up X-ray climb. However, the reward is he skips like half of Lower Norfair. And then this is another example of using X-ray to reset the iframes. Makes these guys big.
Yep.
There's also a dead NPC in one of these rooms coming up that actually is the NPC that basically tells you how to reach the super secret room by giving you like a hint about it. And it's kind of interesting because the first time you play it, you get here, and then you get the hint, and it's too late. Like Fantoon's already dead normally, and it kind of encourages you to do subsequent playthroughs where you try to figure out how to get into the super secret room. I don't think we'll see the NPC in the run though. I think it's in a
Oh
room
yeah,
that-
sorry, I just skipped it.
Oh yeah, I mean, go fast. And you know, Ridley, I don't think Ridley's changed at all. He's always a jerk.
More health in
He's always
this.
in a bad mood. More health? Okay.
I had to promise
But
not to
normally-
die to Ridley in the marathon.
Normally you need to hit him with 20 charge shots. I don't know, maybe it's 30 or something in this.
Yeah, maybe somebody's counting. What the heck?
Oh yeah, that was a weird pattern.
Oh man. Don't kill me.
You know he's almost dead when he gets to this,
Whew.
oh.
Okay. Hey.
He turns red when he's almost dead.
Good thing I got
And-
that
and he
extra
starts moving
that extra
faster.
E-tank.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
So Ridley in this hack is no joke. Just in terms of like finding him, getting to him with some health at all, and then he's a bit stronger than normal. And he's always hard, right? Like, you know, speedrunners make Ridley look like a joke, but unless you know a lot about how his AI works, the fight's always hard.
Alright, time
Yeah,
to
so
bail out of Lower Norfair.
This was the room with the X-ray climb before, and so exit the same spot we did the X-ray climb. All right, time to hit the G3.
I still have to kill Fantoon.
This is you can go through this room while the acid's still in here.
Yeah, I'll save that for next year's marathon.
Yeah. The camera doesn't like to follow you though, so if you don't know where you're going, it's kind of hard.
Oh no, Kai. Were you having trouble with something earlier?
So, interesting thing about lava in this game is you can't run in lava if you have speed booster equipped. Yeah, you can only, like, Samus has like 2 movement speeds. Like if she'll run if you're not holding dash, but it's not as fast as if you were holding dash. And in lava, if you have speed booster, you can't do the faster run. Yep. So now it's time to head to wreck ship. Fight the ghost. Do you have any more items you collect between now and the end of the game?
No. Just gunning it.
Your go mode.
Ready to go.
Normally, you would pretty much need grapple to get to Ridley. That X-ray climb also skips grapple, basically. There's probably some clever way that's really advanced to not need grapple to get to Ridley.
Yes,
It
there is.
doesn't also use X-ray.
There is. Let's not talk about that.
It's definitely not faster than what you're doing. Oh yeah, that's a really nice spark. That's a long wall jump without it.
Exactly, Lomian. Reserve bomb jump is cool. I bet. Can't wait to see that. Oh.
This wrecked ship is a nice puzzle when you don't have gravity, because there's some water sections and whatnot. In fact, the first time I got here, I was like, "Wait, am I supposed to be here? There's water." But no, this hack definitely has some required like suitless Meridia style stuff. Words are hard.
You got this. I just love how, you know, it is a wrecked ship, so like the usual ways of getting through it don't work, but you have to go through like broken you know, ventilation shafts and stuff, so it's like, you know, you have to do a little bit of spy game in this.
Yeah. Yeah, the level, like the room design and whatnot is really good. MetaQuarius really nailed it. And it's pretty hard to make Super Metroid hacks. Until recently, with the release of Smart, the tools were kind of unwieldy. But this hack was made well before Smart was released. I think, is this a 2015 hack? Is that right?
2012.
2012.
Oh shoot, I minied twice. Well,
Well, this is what Nintendo Power recommends, so it seems like you're probably doing the right thing. So at least casually, I think Fantoon was the easiest of the bosses, I felt like. So it's fitting you're fighting him last.
there he's dead. How many supers do the trick? Oh no. That's why I'm not doing it that way, Kai. Microwave a ghost. Who left this ghost in the microwave?
There's ectoplasm everywhere. Wait, isn't that actually a scene in Ghostbusters 2?
Oh no. It's been a while. Oh, get up there, Samus.
Most capitalist movie franchise ever. We finally find concrete evidence of an afterlife, and there's immediately a company making money off it.
But they're so lovable. I know that movie did not all age well. But
Oh, I don't know. I still like Ghostbusters. Maybe that's nostalgia goggles, but fun movie.
well, I'm looking for a ROM hack to play next. I think I've gone through the ones that you've suggested, but maybe not.
Yeah, I just play them. I don't remember which ones are good.
Don't remember.
Don't play the one I'm currently playing. I shouldn't say that. Maybe some people really like the one I'm currently playing. Metroid Mission Rescue is probably the longest playtime hack and largest world of any of the hacks on Metroid Construction. So if anybody's looking for just like a ginormous Super Metroid hack, play Metroid Mission Rescue. However, it is...
Sounds pretty
the
impressive.
puzzles are so hard, and there's so many of them all over the place. And you have to solve them to beat the game. I think playthroughs take around 100 hours, 50 to 100 hours, just depending on different factors. Although if you go in totally blind, maybe it's even longer than that.
There's puzzles?
There are.
That'll make it a lot easier for me now that I know that. I don't need missiles for that. Oops. Oh, what should my G4 time be? What does it say? 117? Oh. Yeah. This was a pretty cool exhibition of Z Factor, but probably not the world record. It's worth a shot.
Not.
It's worth a shot, though. You can see just how few tricks I screwed up that probably would have made the difference.
Yeah, this run has a lot of reset points. So this was a room Rusty went through much earlier in the game, and Turian was just like right there the whole time.
Just right there. I could have come down here sooner, but the bosses would have stopped me.
Yeah, Neen. But also I think some of the other people that have played it in the past weren't playing it blind. Look at that. Like, talking to some of the people that have played it in the past, it sounds like those numbers are actually kind of artificially low. The Turian has been quite revamped, redone, redesigned, which is another thing that's kind of rare in Super Metroid hacks. Most ROM hackers don't want to deal with all the intricacies involved in changing Turian, so they often just leave it vanilla. But Metaquarius said, no, Turian needs to change, and here we are. And I kind of like the redesign, like the spirit of this redesign. You kind of got to go in through all these like air vents and duct work and whatnot, and then sort of like disable the security system to get in deeper, which is like a, I don't know, really nice touch, I think.
Yeah, not to be confused with Super Metroid redesign, which is a whole other notorious hack.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of big ROM hacks, I gave redesign a good attempt.
Yeah, I didn't personally like redesign that much, but it's definitely rather significant in the history of Super Metroid hacking.
Right.
And so if you know, it's important from a historical perspective if you're into that kind of thing. Or, try it yourself. Maybe you like different things than I like, and maybe you find it fun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's so many different kinds of Super Metroid ROM hacks.
Yeah,
I
and
figured there's
different
something
people,
different people will like. Come on.
yeah, different people value different things. Some people don't care if the physics are different. People would prefer that. You have to disable all these zebatites, and then when you do, uh-oh.
Powers out, my friends.
They even had to add this light bubble around Samus. That's not in the vanilla game. Conveniently, the spikes are turned off now.
That too.
One thing that's cool about this is now the Metroids are free. Like, whatever was containing them was breached by when you, like, disabled the power. And so now you run around in these dark rooms with just, like, your own personal light bubble, and you can, like, hear the Metroids, and they, like, fly in from off screen and get you. It does a good job of, like, restoring the horror element in Metroid games. So this is a neat little trick. Use X-ray beam to force Samus to stand up, and if you're close enough to that door cap, then you can. Oh, you've got to be a pixel higher, I guess. Anyway, the transition still exists on the other side of that door, just inaccessible because you can't go through that door cap unless
Some tech borrowed
entries
from the
enemy
borrowed from
X-ray.
the TAS run, and we were like, that's probably RTA viable. So between all of ED's RBO tech and the TAS, we had a few extra tricks to try and save some time on the world record, which didn't include any of those things. But I still managed to mess it up somehow.
No, you got this. I mean, maybe this won't beat the world record, but you will soon.
Yep, maybe next week.
So much of getting a good time in Metroid comes down to movement execution too. Sometimes using like the coolest route and the fastest strats, you can still have a time that's just terrible compared to top runners because they've done like a multi-year grind or something. That's a general thing I would say about speedrunning is in my experience trying out different games, once you can like competently do the route, don't be surprised if your time is still twice the world record time. Like you're actually doing quite good if you spend like a few weeks and your time is like twice theirs. Like you're actually well on your way to being a good speedrunner for the game. So never be discouraged by comparing yourself to other people's times. Just only ever think about it as like, wow, they're really good. But don't ever use it as an excuse to stop. What's the saying? Comparison is the theft of joy.
Yeah, that's usually my starting point when trying to like do some new Super Metroid categories. Like, hey, can I do like twice the world record? And that's usually a good goal.
Yeah, and I found it to be pretty stable across games too. It's only a rule of thumb. There's definitely you could find counterexamples.
So yeah, if someone were to apply the baby skip tech to that too, that's one of the tricks I have just not been able to get under my belt either. But you can do a baby skip in Z Factor just like the original. That room is unaltered.
Oh. Have you learned Stashio Skip? I haven't yet.
No.
Nice little clip there.
There's like a little side room you ought to take, but you can do a little clip. So yeah, that was the spot where like if any of those Rinkas catch you or screw attack's not on, then they're gonna get you.
Yeah, I can see why reserves are pretty helpful until you're hitting baby skip like 90% of the time. Then maybe you wouldn't need it. This is kind of cool. Nod diffusion, I guess. The elevator's out, so you gotta go through this like side tunnel. This Turian's quite a maze too. Mother Brain is not sort of like in the obvious place. Like that pink door above was the obvious place, but instead you gotta like shoot the floor and go down here. And I think this room background is from Zero Mission, maybe.
Oh, did I mess this up?
I think it's from one of the GBA droids.
Yeah, let me reset it. Yikes, my health.
So there's a phase in the Mother Brain fight where Mother Brain does 300 points of damage to you that's required to progress the story. So he has to get to that phase of the Mother Brain fight with enough health to survive it.
Yeah, let's see how much I have anyway. 100? Oh, good. The Metroids, I think, helped me out.
I don't remember if Mother Brain was beefed up in this.
It's normal.
So it's 20 charged shots with this beam to kill Mother Brain. In vanilla, this might not be obvious, but in vanilla, Ridley and Mother Brain have the same health, but Ridley takes double damage from supers. So kill them both with supers, you might think that Ridley has half as much health.
Oh, well, that was dumb. Anyway. I didn't need to let it pop the reserve, I just...
Just showing off.
I'm losing my focus, that's all. Yeah, there goes the world record and second place. 131.00 and 131, I think 55 is second place.
It is right now, but give it a week.
Yeah, give it a week. Well, yeah, we'll see. I'll give it another week. It's been a really fun grind, and I'm really close. And if everything just kind of happens, I'm there. I was only three and a half minutes behind at G4, and those mostly all just counting like big trick time losses. Like if it all happens, I'm there.
So, how about that unskippable cutscene?
It's going pretty good so far. Uh-oh, Mother Brain's awake again.
Yeah, I think in the lore, like, Mother Brain had like a backup power system that kicked in or something like that.
Alright, let's finish this thing off. Sorry, Daggett, I will not be saving the animals. It's just out of my reach.
It's okay.
Junie can do it, ironically. He never likes to save the animals, but he can actually do it in Z Factor. I've never succeeded. Maybe only with save states, but I've tried. It's just too far away.
I don't think I was able to save him in my casual. You've got to get all the way back to BT room, right?
Yeah.
And then to the ship. And this escape is not the vanilla escape. You've got to backtrack through, this original Turian. Original in the sense that Metaquarius made it.
Yeah, it has some cool moments too. Definitely fun to run through. Whoa. That's not what I was trying to do right there. Go.
Yeah, there's this thing where if you do an uninterruptible animation, like a turnaround, right as you hit crumble blocks, you'll fall through them without them slowing you down. Another example of get Samus to do a thing and then interrupt it. This room is evil when you're doing the escape. You do that mother brain fight, and you get there, and it's a dead end, but I can see the door. What do I do? And when you use X-ray beam, the timer does not stop. If you pause the game, the timer will stop, but it doesn't stop for X-ray beam.
Well, we came to calling this one the Rusty Room because of the number of times I've fallen down in it. Unfortunately, my bad luck has run out in this room, which I probably should not say out loud, but just filling everybody in. I'm being ultra cautious. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, this room. Oh. That room gave me a lot of trouble.
You too.
Space jump is not the easiest item, especially when the screen is shaking.
I know.
But yeah, overall, I would say Z Factor is a good first hack if you've played Super Metroid and like it, and you're ready for a new challenge. Pretty good first hack. Just you might be bad at the game again, even if you're good at vanilla. GG.
Thanks for the team up.
Yeah, thanks for having me on commentary. This was fun.
Yeah, definitely great to have a ROM hack expert to kind of place everything in perspective. So, thanks to the Game Over Cancer folks and for setting everything up and for letting me go over by 6 minutes. It's an estimate, right? So, thank you.
Exactly. An estimate is not a perfect science. And we were happy to get an extra 6 minutes of a Metroid ROM hack to end the night.
Thank you.
So on that note, we are going to call day 4 a night, but Game Over Cancer is not over yet. We will be back tomorrow with even more speedruns and more on the weekend as well. So make sure to tune in for that, folks. And thanks everybody so much for hanging out and all of the support thus far. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you very much.